I'm joined at this hour by my guests on the show, Rakesh Rao, Deputy Editor of Hindu, and Dharma Rakshit, who is a Sunrisers Hyderabad fan. Rakesh, coming to you, 26 runs scored in the final over. It must have been nightmare for the bowler Jaydev Unadkat, and 1 run came, in fact 13 runs came in the first 3 balls, but finally, would you say it was a bigger heartbreak for the Punjab team because they lost by the narrowest margin in IPL, 2 runs?
Yeah, Rika, sometimes if you lose by a huge, margin, it doesn't hurt you so much. But when you come so close, you score 75 runs in the last 5 overs from 105 to 180. That's a huge jump. And, it obviously hurts. But just, I just fail to understand one thing. Pat Cummins is well aware that his team's bowling in the last 5 overs has been pretty, ordinary. And still he relies a man like, Unadkat to come and bowl that over. First ball of this first over was hit for a 6. First ball of his second over was hit for a 6. First ball of his final over was hit for a 6. And he ended his spell with a 6. So he gave away 5 sixes in 4 overs. And 3 wides and 3 sixes in the last over. Is SRH going to learn from its, mistakes? Because their death bowling has been pretty ordinary. And that is what's, it surprises me that despite all the intelligent men sitting in that
dugout, but
they are like
you talk about the death bowling being
amazing.
Pretty. Rakesh, you talk about the death bowling being pretty ordinary, but for both the teams, power play was brilliant on the night, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I was surprised by the way Punjab bowled, because I never thought that they could actually do that against a side which was so comfortable so far in the first 6 overs. SRH has been going off to a flyer match after match, but they lost those 3 wickets. 3 wickets for 40 runs at one stage. I thought that this was one team which needed this kind of a stumble, because SRH, to my mind, SRH and RR, these are the 2 teams which I think have the most balanced, the most balanced combinations, because the team has the resources to bat deep, it has the resources to bowl, but except the last 5 overs, I think SRH is getting everything right.
Let's talk about the youngster Nitish Reddy, who in his second season in IPL is going all guns blazing. In fact, he has a quadruple ton in Vijay Merchant Trophy. That's on the scorecard. You will see he scored 64 on the night. Talk to us a little bit about this youngster who's who's kind of been shining in this edition of the IPL.
Rika, as you see, a lot of these, uncapped Indians are having a ball for the simple reason that not much of information is available on these boys. That is one of the reasons why the bowlers are not able to plan so well, because they haven't seen enough of these kids. You do have scouters with every team, but then, you can't really plan something so early against a youngster who is, batting with just gay abandon. He's just throwing the caution to the winds. Yet these guys are stroke makers. They all believe that they're ready for this kind of cricket where they're not being judged if they get out, because the confidence which has been posed in them by the team management, by these overseas skippers or whosoever, it gives them so much confidence that they can just go out there and just do what they are told to do. So I think that has made a huge difference. And Reddy in particular, I thought, was just, the way he took off between 100 and 150 of the innings. It was because of him and his approach. Because till then, they had lost wickets with just 100 on the board. But that 50-run stand, those 50 runs between, that was where I think Nitish really looked solid. But those 2 quick wickets did slow them a bit. Otherwise, I thought that they would definitely reach about 190 or even close to 200.
I also have with me Sunrisers Hyderabad fan Dharma Rakshit. Dharma, would you say the promotion of, we'll get back to him, but let me ask Rakesh, would you say the promotion of Nitish Reddy by Sunrisers Hyderabad really paid off?
Yeah, you know what? They are just investing in some, homegrown individuals, and that is the way to win the IPL. If you want to be a serious contender, you have to have Indians, doing well there. And they have a side which is so clear that look, all these guys, of course, just leave out their skipper, but all others can just bat and bat so well. So they
Right.
have that thing. But then if the Indians are not doing well, if you don't show the confidence in Indian top order, and of course they have a great, like middle order. I've always felt that SRH has the best middle order, and they are all coming together. Even if Klassen doesn't score, even if like somebody like Markham, if he doesn't score, there are these guys who will come and put their hand up and perform.
Rakesh, let me also ask you about the Sunrisers skipper Pat Cummins. He's been smiling year to year, and it seems that the Pat Cummins of Kolkata Knight Riders is very different from the Pat Cummins that we see as the captain of Sunrisers Hyderabad this season, and it almost feels like he's getting ready for the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, you can easily say that because he's enjoying. Even if you just go back and just recall how his expressions were when Unadkat was being hit left, right, and center. He was the one, of course, he knows how to win the games. He knows how to perform in big games.
Right.
He has been right at the helm and he knows. So, you just have to believe that this guy is just enjoying himself and he knows that he has the resources. He believes in them. So that is the best part of any skipper when he believes that he has the resources. And it shows on his face. Yeah.
SRH is sitting at the 5th position on the league table, but would you say that by far this looks like one of the better knitted outfits this season, despite the fact that they've had a captaincy change and their previous captain is still a part of this side?
Yeah, you can say that. But then for me, the teams which have the depth to win, it's like if I were to just draw an example, if I have to take, like DC. Now, DC doesn't have the depth. They don't bat after 7. Now, they are the ones who are going to struggle. Because if you lose early wickets, then the pressure is there on those who are, say, at 4, 5, and 6. Or even 5, 6, and 7. But if you look at SRH, because they have the side, they have the depth in everything. They have the resources and they use the impact sub also so intelligently. So they have the side, they are looking right there now, okay, they are, like down. But the point is, if we go deeper into the event, I think SRH is bound to go up.
Right. Also, let's talk a little bit about the equation that we've been seeing between Cummins and Markram this season. Lots of chat between the skipper and the former skipper, unlike one of the franchises that have got themselves into a sticky situation because of captaincy change. It seems the transition has been very smooth for SRH.
Yeah, it appears so. Because see, Markram is a mature guy, it. And Pat Cummins also knows how to deal with a situation where he has an ex-captain in the side. But, it also depends on how you are as an individual. Your cricketing skills apart, your status apart, 2 individuals who can accept the reality and go by the decision of the team management. That really, really helps. And I think that is what I'm seeing there. And you never know the kind of inputs that Markram is coming up with because he knows how to bat. He's a specialist guy up there. And Pat Cummins is a specialist bowler. So there'll be a lot of input coming from a specialist batter to a specialist bowler.
Well, thank you very much, Rakesh, for joining us with those thoughts.